coding overloaded. Well, I'm not surprised. Oh, we're gonna have to do split shotting. Can I? Oh, not a good shot, Amanda. Oh, Amanda's not a good shot. Alrighty, let's. There's a lot of baloney going on. We're not in real time. Okay, hold on a moment. I don't know if you're hearing the stream bit is higher than the recommended bit rate. Well, oh, we're live. Alright, I'm not surprised that the bit rate is so. We've been live for 4 minutes already. Alright. Why is the bit rate so high? Alrighty, let's just pull me over. This might really take me down. Oof, boy. Alrighty, where's Mike Whine? Oh, that's me. Alrighty. Welcome to the zoo here. It's a little bit of a lo-fi production on today's show. Unfortunately, we ran into a problem with our field camera. I gotta make sure I can keep the iPhone. I'm actually shooting from my iPhone camera, just like kind of screen capturing the phones. This is why you're seeing me, and it's very blotchy. It's probably because the computer is getting so overloaded. But if you can barely watch me, you might want to just throw a still picture of me in the zoo here, because this may not work well. Our studio camera here, I can't plug it in anymore, and I think I might have shorted it, because it's not that it gets overheated or anything like that. It's what happens is, like, I don't know what the temperatures on these were, it warps. And not that it got overheated, or it got overheated because it's on for long periods of time. And these little micro nano electronics, what happens is just a little extra heat, a little warp will cause it to not work. And I'm plugging it in the proper way, and it's not enough to create a current, so I can't really stream from the camera here. Now, I could take this apart and try to do my little magic of shrinking electronics or stuff like that and try to make it work. Boy, I look really like I'm drunk. Alrighty, we might just have to resort to fallbacks. Maybe on our first break, maybe we'll cover it with B-roll. If you're watching this on DJ, we're here on the Weekly Zeus YouTube, Digital News One, and all of our other platforms. Before we start, let's check the Mini Fake News guy and Amanda, if I can get to there. Hey, MNG, you might look better than me. And Amanda, the call strangler. You can start calling the Weekly Zoo. Our studio number isn't fully up, but we will have that up shortly. Probably starting next week. Alright, anyway, I'm seeing some improvement on us. So we're just gonna come back here and I think cameras. Oh, it's that's what happened. Alright, let's see, get a refresh here. Looks like I froze up. Yeah, it looks like I froze up here. Let's see if RT can try to put me back on. Oh nope, it did not like me. Oh, that sucks. Oh lordy. Alright, let's try this again. Okay, I don't know. Now I don't have a picture. Oh, goodness. My goodness. Alrighty then. We're just gonna have to throw the big zoo logo when all hell breaks loose. You want me to plug it in and plug it off again? Alright, let me try that. I just gotta make sure I gotta keep the thing active here. Alright, let's. Oh, it's weird with OBS is it shoots the time like by like it does something really screwy with the clock. Alright, let's see here. Alright, we're just gonna cut to the chase because it's we're already running out of time. Alright, if you haven't heard about Dr. Phil, Dr. Phil's new venture, and I'm not sure if it's even recording me. I think the app is locked up. Oh boy. Oh boy. Okay. We're running really slow this. All right, welcome back to the zoo. Let's cut to the chase. If, in case you didn't know, Dr. Phil is still around. My local station runs his daytime talk show still. He's no longer doing that. That's what we've been doing here on the zoo. We've been kind of just saying how can we extend our brand and not have to produce anything, and because daytime TV is dead basically. Anyways, Dr. Phil has does his own show called Merit Street Media, which is by design because he likes to believe in meritocracy, and he does kind of like psychological evaluations of politics. Let's talk about this one. This one really had caught my attention. Oh,
Four-time deported illegal alien that had a long criminal history just pulled up next to Spencer and randomly blew Spencer's brains out. I became very politically involved to try to get something done so other American families wouldn't be subjected to what my family was subjected to. After years of trying to get our federal government to live up to their end of the social contract, I've come to the conclusion that that's a lost cause. And then a few years ago, Daniel Miller turned me on to the Texas nationalist movement. At first, it seemed pretty far-fetched that Texas would leave the Union. But the more I saw the corruption in D.C., it began to make sense. It's time for Texas to fix its own problems and for Washington to get out of the way. I don't want to spend my tax dollars on people like the one that killed my son. Why should Texas be shackled to a government that is working against Texas interests?
First off, I'm very, very sorry for your loss. As a father of two boys, and one of them being a musician as well, this one really hit home. I'll never tell you I know how you feel.
Well, I appreciate that, and what's different about it than another type of death. The scab continues to be ripped off when you see every day the way the federal government is treating immigration. And
he's a white as fuck man.
It really leaves you with the feeling of, I guess your son was worth nothing.
And this continues to happen. I've talked to other parents within the last month who have lost children to immigrants that have come across illegally. Some of them 2, 3, 4 times, and murdered their child. When you read about this, see on the news, it's got to take you back as though it's happening all over again.
Yeah, it conjures up all those same feelings. My son's murderer had been deported 4 times. He had a 15-year nasty rap sheet, assaults, robberies.
Oh, he was going to be an aspiring music
He
store
stubbed his
guy,
nose
and
at
he
an
got
immigration
shot.
law
Oh
for
my
5
God,
times,
my
set up
world's
shop in
ending.
Houston,
Oh my
and,
God, the white
on
grievance
January 31st
machine.
of 2015, at a red light, he just randomly, for fun, blew my son's brains out.
I love
And
how
he
he
took out
just
2
said,
other
I
motors.
blew my
He was high on
son's
cocaine
brains
and
out.
alcohol, and he was just out punishing. Simple as that. That's all.
And your son had no connection with him whatsoever.
None of
you
the
just
people
pulled up
had any
beside him and
connection.
shot him in the head.
Yeah. So I became very politically involved, and I got a good look at Washington, D.C., and I became disillusioned, and it began to come across to me that we're kind of playing politician whack-a-mole in a way, because there's a dark underbelly of D.C. that I think really runs things.
Deep
They don't
state.
have our best interest.
Because I don't want to submit to my government.
So you, by association, feel like the government, through neglect,
The
murdered your son.
government's negligent. I want to get him charged for negligent homicide. Ah!
In the halls of Congress, and obviously in our White House now, but it's
Kamala.
special interest in people who basically the puppeteers.
Oh,
You
wow.
begin to subscribe to the ideology set forth in NHEXIT, which is Texas seceding from the United States and functioning as its own country.
Right. Around about that time when I started getting disillusioned.
Disillusioned?
You need to read this NHEXIT book.
NHEXIT.
I went in it as a skeptic, but I read the book, and by the time I finished it, I couldn't poke any holes in it. And it started to make a lot of sense to me. This is a very peaceful movement, and I'm down with it. I think that violence is a non-starter.
Right.
August 24th, 1996. That was the date that I made a personal...
Oh, this guy's a whack job. We didn't want. Oh, maybe we'll play some of this.
unelected federal bureaucrat with 440 separate agents.
You have a lot of butts in your argument.
Ah!
I'm going to tell you what I really mean. You're going to be facing the same situation you're facing there, just on a smaller scale with fewer resources.
Well, but we have a say in the matter.
But
In 2008, I moved to New Hampshire to be with a bunch
oh,
of
we'll
my
talk about her in a later episode. So for those people who don't, do we need to go on a break? Okay, we're continuing on. All right, thank you. The Paris Olympics is on, I think, day 6 today, and the opening ceremonies was on Friday, evening, afternoon our time. NBC did the right decision and run it live, which we haven't seen that in a while. Take out the entire daytime instead of running, reruns, at least to have something a better interest. And then it was I happened to tune in at 5:30 in the afternoon, just as the pass off of the baton, when they got towards the end, and so I didn't get to see the whole thing, but oh my god, it was so unique how it was between the people getting off the boats. There was how many different countries, and they were all on either sharing boats or were on boats. I mean, that had to be, and it was raining out there. Thank God it wasn't thundering. And you had Celine Dion singing, which even took down Kelly Clarkson. Oh, it was like this is Paris. It's gonna be fancy. It's gonna be schmancy. It's gonna be artsy. It's not gonna. There was some sketchy stuff, and of course, they had to get the panties up in a bunch. Where's Timmy Pool when you need him?
Get woke, go broke.
Well, that might be the theme, apparently, because on Saturday morning, the right had their panties up in a bunch. Let's play Stephen A. Smith here. He kind of explains some of the. There were Joe Schmoes. There were different live streams of various. I seen them as pastors and Catholic leaders calling this, what you saw, demonic. Now, Stephen A. Smith, that's Stephen A. Smith we're playing.
But needless to say, House Speaker Mike Johnson had his own interpretation, and he posted this on X,
formerly known as Twitter.
Quote, last night's mockery of the Last Supper was shocking and insulting to Christian people around the world who watched the opening ceremony of the Olympic Games. The war on our faith and traditional values knows no bounds today, but we know that truth and virtue will always prevail, end quote. The post ends with the scripture from John chapter 1, verse 5. The light shines in the darkness, and the darkness has not overcome it, end quote. Look, there's a lot of backlash, as you can imagine. It was swift, from the artist who created the scene and from an Olympic spokesperson and the camps. Here's the statement she issued following the controversy. Quote, clearly there was never an intention to show disrespect to any religious group. On the contrary, we really did try to celebrate community tolerance. Looking at the result of the polls that we shared, we believe that this ambition was achieved. If people have taken any offense, we are, of course, really, really sorry. You should be sorry. You should be sorry. And let me tell you why you should be sorry. Because you should have made that intent clear before it happened. You should have made sure it wasn't depicting the Last Supper. You should have made sure nobody had the ammunition to say that it was. You should have made sure that in the process of all of that going on, that you highlighted exactly what it was supposed to be. Because, see, I got my own research here, okay? And I'm just reading. I got a one sheet right here in front of me. And I'm just reading from some of this stuff here. Obviously, it provoked outrage by religious conservatives around the world. According to them, and they're talking about all of this stuff. I want to remind y'all, drag artists, dancers, and others flanked Butch on both sides. Who is Butch? They're talking about DJ and producer Barbara Butch, an LGBTQ plus icon who calls herself, quote unquote, the love activist. Butch was wearing a silver headdress that looked like a halo as she got the party going on a footbridge across the Seine. Drag artists, dancers, and others flanked her on both sides. This is according to a CBS News correspondent by the name of Elaine Cobb reporting the specific part of the ceremony that caused the offense she says was in fact a scene depicting Dionysus, the Greek god of wine. It was reportedly based on the Feast of the Gods, a 17th century painting by Dutch artist Jan Hermans van Villigert that hangs in the Magnan Museum in Dijon, in France. The painting depicts an assembly of Greek gods on Mount Olympus for a banquet to celebrate the marriage of Thetis and Peleus. The figure seated at the table in the center has a halo of light behind his head. Thomas Joly, the opening ceremony director, insisted in an interview with France's BFM TV that, quote, the Last Supper was not the inspiration behind the scene, explaining that Dionysus arrives at the table because he is the Greek god of celebration, adding that the particular sequence was entitled Festivity. That's what it said. It also goes on to say Dionysus arrives at the table because he is the Greek god of celebration. The idea was to create a big pagan party in link with the god of Mount Olympus, and you will never find in me or in my work
Wait, Mount Olympus, isn't that...
My wish isn't to be subversive, nor to mock or to shock. Most of all, I wanted to send a message of love, a message of inclusion, and not at all to divide.
All right, he also talks about the election and how my views was like, okay, really, you're going to get your panties up in a bunch. But Stephen A. Smith was, and I'm not a big fan of Stephen A. Smith, mind you, but he kind of implied reading the room because there's an election here in the States, and, you know, there are families that are watching. So I kind of missed it, and I think a lot of kids would be as well. I just feel like whose mind is in the gutter? Alright, we're going to come back in a few moments. This is the Weekly Zoom. Folks, it was Sis Admin's Day last Friday, the the last Friday of July is dedicated to the Sis Admins. Hey, it's almost been 2 weeks since the crowd strikeout. If you love your Sis Admin and you want to give them a kind little gift, visit my shop at techycrafts.clickford.net. You can use the promo code TheWeeklyZoo at checkout and save 10% for any orders over $25. Restrictions may apply. Visit the website at techycrafts.clickford.net, techycrafts.clickford.net /TheWeeklyZoo for more information. Right now we have the entire store is on sale right now for the up until tomorrow, so you have less than a day left before we give you before we extend the Sis Admins day deal here. So visit techcrafts.clickford.net and use again the promo code TheWeeklyZoo at checkout. And our website has been updated to make it look like it was 1990 something with like a Microsoft.com feel. So just check it out. We still have customized solutions. Visit us. Our phone number is 603-633-8011 or take us at clickford.net. And again, use the Weekly Zoo at checkout for more. So again, techcrafts.clickford.net /the-weekly, I think that is the right domain. No, I think it has to be. All right, I apologize. We'll have the link in the bio because it's not running properly. But that's where you get your deals here at techcrafts.clickford.net. And we're back here on the Weekly Zoo coming up. I just dropped the fluorescent lamp that I guess we get to our evacuation procedure for. Oh my god, we dropped the fluorescent light. Got it. Can't use a vacuum to clean it up, right? No, it didn't break. But, we were gonna do this, but the camera isn't working. But we're gonna do a little bit more of an informal hodgepodge at 10. We weren't planning to do that, but we're just gonna do the after the show as part of hour 2. We're gonna play some more wild cuts, possibly without the camera. So we're gonna do that. Alrighty, we're gonna get back to the show in a minute. Let's have 2 minutes left on the M1. Hi, and welcome back to the Weekly Zoo here. Thank you for listening to this wild show here. Coming up on next week's show, we might play some more of the Fallout. Stephen A. Smith, I didn't realize this. I'll probably play some of his reacts to Megyn Kelly before we close out today's show.
Supper.
No, I didn't. I played it on my podcast yesterday. I played their explanation. They said that, they weren't trying to emulate the Last Supper, and they made some kind of explanation for that or what have you.
Yeah.
But I saw what Speaker Mike Johnson said. I saw what others have said. And you know what? Religion is a very, very powerful thing. There's no question about that. And as I've been taught over the years, a lot of times people go to the polls and, it's their one salient issue in their mind that determines
the problem with single
how
issue
they're gonna
voters
vote
is
and
that's
who
a
they
problem.
vote for. And when you mess with folks' religion in any way, perceived or literal or otherwise, it could potentially be a price to pay. I think that there's about 2.4, 2.6 billion Christians in this world, and in this country, obviously, a vast majority of American citizens consider themselves Christians, and you just never know how that's going to affect. I spoke to several people that were highly offended because they were watching the opening ceremony with their kids, and they didn't see that coming, and they didn't anticipate that, and they were very, very put off with that. I didn't understand why it was necessary at the Olympics or what have you, but they do what they do, and that's just the way it goes. What can you say?
It's we're the greatest group for offense because they know we won't riot in the streets. We're not going to kill anybody if you insult Jesus. Like we see.
Some of them might, Kelly. You smelly Kelly. Oh, by the way, speaking of Kelly, NBC Universal thanks you for putting an advertisement for your for her campaign for governor. I don't know how much she paid the station, but it was running on the NBC Go News station right after the opening ceremony. So, you got $4.5 million, Kelly. You might as well spend it well. And yeah, good for her. Good for that other Kelly. All right, thank you, Digital News One. Thank you for putting us on today. We apologize for the technical difficulty. Again, it's been a long year for me. All right, coming up next, for those who are watching or listening to us, we are going to just do kind of a free hour while there. We want to do an unboxing, but we might have to get the camera from the Jean and what's her name may not be able to see us. But we'll be back in a moment. This is the Weekly Zoo. I know it's fucked up. Let me tell you. All right. Don't worry. We'll do the unboxing and we'll do that in a moment. Thank God, this is a wild show. I'm just going. Get out router. Take out router. Cut off router. Alright, what are we gonna do with this? We're just gonna, do LNR. You know, I didn't have anything planned for LNR. I just, I didn't have anything planned. But, I'm just, what am I doing now? Oh, I'm trying to take apart the camera. Oh, it's our equipment. Yeah. How can you restore to? No, I'm gonna tell you what's wrong with the camera here. I'm try to tell you what's wrong with my camera. Is the power adapter? Or the charger for, yeah, I don't have one right now for that size. I'm gonna have to go back to the other. Yeah, it's not over here. Is it over here supposed to be? I fix it, Cat. Yeah, I forgot what I did with it. Like, where did I put it last? This is my problem. I go into like a wild goose chase here. Alrighty, you know what? We're going to just, yeah. No, I'll deal with it later. It'll give me something to do while I watch. Why am I watching figure skating? Oh, it's gymnastics. Okay. Alright, we're going to we're gonna flip cameras here. I apologize. We're going back to 2021 right now. Unfortunately, my streaming camera died on me. And the camera, I think something, the power cable killed the thing. So I'm gonna have to, deal with that later. We're gonna see what we can do here. I don't think this should get caught on the camera, but I'll make sure. Alright, we're going to do an unboxing. Yes, we're doing an unboxing here on the Zoo. Okay. You can just fade it black and go to the show. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine with me. Alright, let's black. Alright, welcome to the Zoo here. Why am I, a little bit of a camera shot here. Welcome to this, catch-all episode because it's just, been a nightmare to say the least. Alright, so you're not gonna see the ugly face, but you can see how bad my camera is. My broken camera. The power charger, I think, what happens is even if the camera's indoors and the heat on the camera builds up, even if you're not even recording, the little temperature changes to what the heat of the device will cause the power, like things like the power slot to kind of just deform itself, and hopefully it's not shorted, but I'm gonna have to take it apart to see if I can do it. Be a Louis Rossman. I mean, this is out of warranty, so that's why I'm, right to repair should only apply to things that are out of warranty. Okay, you're welcome. All right. So last Wednesday, my mother kind of lost her shit, and again, maybe is it menopause? Is it just cluster B alleged persona? I'm sorry, I'm cleaning up here as I speak here. So let me get this done first, and then I'll intro. I'll do a better intro. M&G and Amanda are in their respected pods. Just right now, we're just moving our minifig camera into the studio here because of just the problems. Today, unfortunately, just the tech gremlins wanted to play games with me. Quit playing games with my heart, bitches. Alright, so, again, can we adjust the camera a little bit? Just a little bit. There we go. It's gonna be a little bit slow. Alright. Alright, so, last Wednesday, my mother lost her shit. And I'm like, okay, why are you using your shit? I was taken aback by it, and I was like, are you, you know, what's going on? And it really messed up my night and morning. I didn't actually, when I went and did my own manifesto of what happened on our YouTube in June, I was half awake. I was fighting to stay awake. And so, oh, girls, is that girls boxing? No, that is girls boxing. Oh shit! I'm watching the live, watching the Olympics live. Anyways, I've lost my train of thought. So I'm like, you know what? The bingo game, right? Yeah, you know, mom loses her shit. Mom, just gets mad at herself in the way that she gets angry towards me, and I'm like, okay, at this, you know, I'm just, you know, the bingo, they tell you if you're dealing with someone who's unhealthy, there's, you know, the bingo, you have your bingo card, and you have the different behaviors, and you fill them all out, and then you say bingo, kind of thing. I guess whatevs. I was just more of, you know, mom just did 3 of the 5 things. I'm like, God, bitch, I'm gonna go on eBay and spoil myself rotten, because I was just like, and then not to mention, I went and bought like Pizza Hut, and then it came to like DoorDash, which was weird because they were calling me, texting me that they're here, whatever. And it was like $45 with inflation and the charges and the tips and all that. You kind of set yourself back. So, anyhow, I needed to spoil myself, but I bought 3 different things. So we're obviously gonna do the first one, which is I bought a bunch of Lego bricks for an outdoor project. Yes, I said outdoors. I'm not kidding. So we're gonna do that. Let my mic go up close. Sorry if you guys can't hear me. This will be interesting to hear on the podcast. You can just hear me. So yeah. Yeah, finish rebuilding the Maybach State House. So that's gonna be a project in itself. I tried to buy used Lego for this very same reason. This was about $15, I believe. Yeah, 2 by 12 stud bricks, and another 2. And I think I bought 2 quantities to finish building up this house. And they do look a little old, which is kind of cool. Give it some use. Hopefully they'll get it done by the 10-year anniversary of the Blizzard 2015 to 8 company game. Alright, so the next guy here is I bought this for $30 on eBay. I thought it was the cheapest one I could find here. This is an old-fashioned telephone, and it's not the Western Electric, people. There's more to what Ma Bell and or the phones then and I'm open to use this live. Okay, we're opening this live, bitches. Okay, and again with really crappy frame rate here. Unfortunately, I couldn't do it with the circumstances with the technology field today. So I'm gonna have to. Alright, let's. Without showing my address to the world. Not that I have haters or anything like that. There we go. Oh, nice. Alright. Ooh. What's this newspaper from? Wisconsin. I forgot where it came from. Yeah, Wisconsin. Brooklyn, Wisconsin. Not Brooklyn, New York, people. Wrong Brooklyn. And I, unfortunately, due to a late start this morning, I did not get the, yeah, this looks retro. It is retro, but just not the retro that, ooh, it comes with a line cord. Nice. It's rotary. And this is my first ever. This is what happens when you bingo, when your mother loses her shit. You're just like, okay, she loses her shit. I'm just gonna cheat my way going up. Hey, I mean, let me just clean up the magic. I found like cleaning up after the show. Then be here till 2 p.m. in the afternoon. Alright, so this badass is an automatic electric telephone, rotary phone. This was automatic electric before, and they were the ones that invented the rotary dial. Why? Because apparently the guy that didn't want his wife to know that he was making calls at night, because he was an undertaker, and so without calling the operators. So what he did was he invented the rotary dial. But a lot of people who won't know this will understand that that the automatic phone switching, the step-by-step switch to be exact, was kind of modeled like the rotary phone. So if you open up this rotary phone, which I'm not going to do today because there's actually 2 different screws. There's it's plastic on the bottom too, which makes it a little bit different from the Westerns. Okay. Because if you look inside a rotary phone, there's different gears, and as I call 1 through 0, and this, why is that? Oh, this is plastic. Did I break something? Oh, I didn't. Yeah, you can see, this is not even, yeah, so I gotta be careful with this, because this is the first time I've actually had an automatic electric. I mean, I think the plastic did break. Because I thought it attached when I opened it. Maybe I touched something where it... Alright, just be aware of that. I think something flew out. Alright, that's okay. But no, because I haven't seen these really up close and touched them before. So you're seeing it. So these rotary dials inside kind of were similar setup was set at the phone company. Alright, so when you would go off hook, your line would be hardwired into the switch or whatever, and then you go off hook, and then I would do 2, 3, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2,000. I'm making up a phone number. It would send a certain electrical pulse, because it's pulse only for a reason, that the electrical current's impulse signal, and it would, the phone company would hear those dials and then automatically dial it. So both the rotary phone and the switch at the phone company called Step by Step was the first path towards not having a human operator, since the guy who invented it was apparently an undertaker. And again, there's a lot of paper on this dial. There's a paper dial, cardboard dial. I think it feels like cardboard. Then you have the paper inset for the numbers. Okay, so when you look at the dial here, the dial is a little bit different. It's not like the Western Electric or the ITT, also known as Kellogg, and the handset's a little bit different too. Because if I try to do the old-fashioned break it, yeah, oh, that one's good, easy. It is a hard, it's a hardwired handset, so it doesn't have the connector here, and yeah, the microphone's a little bit different. Basic metal on metal. What was that? That was anything. GTE was the company, the General Telephone. GTE at this point bought Automatic Electric, and I'm trying to put this back in one piece without breaking it. Because that sucks. I think I broke the tab. I didn't realize it was that brittle. There's a lot of plastic and a lot of paper in this phone. They also have a touchstone. Obviously, they made that before. I don't think he survived after the divestiture, even though they weren't part of the divestiture of 1984. Most companies that use GTE devices were mostly independent phone companies. So a lot of your neighborhood phone companies were using their equipment because they've got, they didn't want to be using Ma Bell's equipment. So that was the thing. There is a bell in here, so it'd be good to test it on that one. Maybe we'll do that on a short episode here. They also made a princess-like phone, and they made I think the trim line was I forget what the brand was, but yeah, I'd like to have one of each from Automatic Electric. I have Stromberg. If you have seen it my shop before, I have Strombergs. I have three IT Cortelco phones that also goes back to Kellogg. It's interesting, the old-fashioned phones, the pre-office electronic, there's many different companies. People just think Western Electric, or they just think just Avaya, Nortel, and all the enterprise stuff, and they don't really care about this kind of stuff. And that's kind of the community why I'm not wanting to be part of the Museum of Telephony, because doing that anymore, because I just created an all-about-us culture. I did also get over here. I said, okay, I'm gonna get cables, a phone, and Lego. So I found this Cat 5 cable, but it's not your regular Cat 5 cable. It's actually a Cat 5e with only 4 wires. Okay, we talk about a lot of you folks use Wi-Fi. We're hardwired because of the nature of producing content. We need these hardwired so we don't have problems. Okay, but Cat 5, the lowest standard for wiring computer networks like Ethernet, copper Ethernet. But one of the things about Cat 5 and low speed Ethernet, so we're talking about pre-gigabit, you do not need all those 8 wires that you have in your in that cable to do fast Ethernet. A lot of devices, here's one for example here. This is another Cat 5e cable with 8 conductors, but if you're going to do fast Ethernet, you don't need all 8 wires, right? Because it only needs 2 pairs, right? So the reason why they made it the Cat 5 with 8 wires was for gigabit Ethernet, but gigabit Ethernet didn't take much adoption towards the masses until 30 years later, which we're getting to about this time. 25, maybe, be more like that. So they made these cables that are kind of niche and hard to find, but I I don't I mean I could just punch out 8 pairs of wires, but whatever. But it's also thinner too because you don't have the other 4 wires. So for devices like Wi-Fi, VoIP phones particularly, okay, many of the VoIP phones, there's still a lot of VoIP phones out in the world that only use fast Ethernet. Now you're gonna ask Steven, well, if you like power over Ethernet, how does that work? Power over Ethernet can use these pairs of wires. In fact, I believe it is the center pair that does the powering. I think it's 2 and 3 if I'm not mistaken. Okay, so you don't need all 8 wires if you're going to do power over Ethernet either. In fact, don't tell it, but I've actually used phone cords, like this guy came with this phone, right? Okay, it has 4 conductors. You could literally cut this down and take let's say, the green pair, the yellow pair, and the red pair on pins 1 to 3, and then the black one on pin 6, and then plug it on the network, and it works without a problem. The reason why they tell you don't use phone cords for low speed Ethernet is just in case the noise and other things that could cause the cost network problems, congestion, because if your wires are not fully twisted, you can get noise, you can get interference and stuff like that. But like a Cat 5e cable with two pairs will work a lot better than a phone cord. But I've had a few phone cords, I've not had problems. But again, they're not working at long distance. I'll do a video on that if you guys are interested. But yeah, so that's basically it. You're seeing a live demo of me. I will do a separate video to see if this guy works here. And speaking of Adele, Kelly is on a commercial insertion on USA, just telling her how she's, fuck that bitch. She looks so old. Right in Mary Linda Garcia. She may have the similar views as Coyote without the baggage, just the same. Alright, we're gonna take a quick break. We're gonna go into some other LNR talk, bring it back to the people in this video, and come back and do this stuff. It's just an interesting find. This is what happens when your mother drives you crazy. Just start playing bingo. Just put down the bingo your bingo card, and have all the different things, and then and when you fill it all out, say bingo. I'm gonna get out of this hall. All right, we'll be right back. This is the Weekly Zoo. Go to black. Come on. Oh crap! You kidding me? All right, maybe it's acting slow. Alright, let me close this. Let me close from. Oh, damn. There we go. Too many apps running. Alrighty then, hello everybody, welcome to the Weekly Zoo with your humble host, Stephen Clickford. Just in case, I don't know if it got caught in our error, but it is the 10-year Annie of Milling Eye. I just wanted to put that out there. I believe we got married on a Thursday, so it kind of just it was hitting on me. Our birthday was would be May 22nd. Our death anniversary was June 30th, and our anniversary would have been 10 years. I thought our relationship was gonna last, but I must have been naive to even think that would be the case here. Let's talk to MNG and Amanda. I don't know if Amanda's in the show. Oh, Amanda's tight, but we got a chat there. Folks, what are you planning to do for the rest of the summer? I mean, I don't know how much we're gonna be doing the zoo here. We keep getting threatened that this place is gonna shut down and stuff like that. I've heard different claims what they're gonna do here with media, because they're kind of shutting down. I mean, obviously we haven't made a lot of money and stuff like that. I don't have really much planned for the rest of the summer. I've already kind of done my stuff already. I'm just working my ass off trying to get into. I'm hoping I can get into the city of Copenhagen. There's a position open for. There's a position available, so at least I can do that if I or MSAB. I'm gonna try to get the MSAB scheduled up. They're looking at doing it at the end of October for the MASKB show. I know you did the Weekly Zoo from there. Yeah, I love doing it too. I keep coming across the raw tapes. I'm like, I should cut this up. I should do that for a throwback. Yeah, because I know that our production company has really cut back. We've looked at reselling ourselves again and stuff like that. So. Yeah, sell me to the devil. Yeah. Sell me to the corporate devil. Although what happened with BCLP to this day, I still think was stupid and boneheaded and short-sightedness and all that good crap. So Steven, did you tell us about the girl that we've been talking about? Who's this lucky lady for the summer? I had seen her on the 10th last month. So it's almost been a month. I've gone a couple other times. Found out she's gonna be working another. Well, she's supposed to be going to a part-time role, and then she's supposed to do some part work from home kind of thing. She's not on social media from what I can tell. I vaguely remember what she looked like, because I just my brain shut out. And I haven't seen her since. I've been there only I think once. But I gotta go up. Whenever I get to see my uncle, maybe tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow. I'm not sure what our schedule is. And that's the problem. There's a lot of stuff going on right now with my family, too. So, there's that going on. It's hard to find new people in this state. I mean, you want to talk about everything being politicized, people wanting to, evade New Hampshire for being part of the state. It's a problem. MNG, did you have a media rant? I'm gonna save it for next time. All right, we'll save it all for next time. do we have JD Vance? Do I have the JD? Cause there's a couple other things I wanted to do today, but everything that could go wrong went wrong with my camera dying on me. I'm gonna have to figure out how to fix this. Yeah, cause I think what happened was, yeah, you can see that this totally got screwed over. First, I'd rather take off the. And I'm logically looking at this right now saying, well, what parts go to where, so I have to go and take off the whole thing. I think I just take off this side, not have to worry about any. Oh yes, Elon Musk. Elon Musk said the most outrageous shit. I meant to put this on earlier on the lead, but, let's play that out. I put on my headset here. And these commercials are running longer on YouTube. Come on.
That's that.
Elon Musk is getting candid about his relationship with his estranged daughter. The Tesla CEO shares that 20-year-old Vivian Jenna Wilson, whom he shares with ex-wife Justine Wilson, was, quote, killed in his eyes by the woke mind virus.
Wow.
Gender-affirming care after coming out as transgender. Elon tells the Daily Wire in an interview published July 23rd.
With Jordan Peterson.
Into signing documents. This was before I had really any understanding of what was going on, and we had COVID going on, and so there was a lot of confusion.
The SpaceX founder claims he only agreed to sign the papers that gave Vivian permission to undergo gender-affirming care because he was told she, quote, might commit suicide if he didn't.
I lost my son, essentially. So, you know, they call it dead naming for a reason.
Yeah, right.
All right, so the reason it's called dead naming is because your son is dead, killed by the woke mind virus. So I vowed to destroy the woke mind virus after that.
Vivian cut ties with Elon in 2022 after filing a petition to change her name due to her gender identity and her severed relationship with her father. Vivian wrote in court documents obtained by E! News at the time, I no longer live with or wish to be related to my biological father in any way, shape, or form. While Elon's no longer in contact with Vivian, the 53-year-old previously shared that he has strong bonds with his other children. He told the Financial Times in an interview published June 23rd, I have very good relationships with all the others. Can't win them all.
Can't win them all. Wow. Now, this was Jordan Peterson that he was on. And, you know, he's telling him, sorry. Sorry that, you're going through this. But okay, for one thing, the story's a little bit inaccurate. It was when he was a boy, when his son was a boy, that he's referring to dead naming, but Jordan is, Elon is, claiming, this is no different than someone claiming that they lost their autistic son or daughter from Big Pharma. Oh lordy. Okay. That one. Oh, and then this one. Let me see if I can pull this one up. JD Vance has lost his shit. This is what we're getting for is that child rape check? This is Joe. No, Bridget. Where's Bridget? That looked like child rape check.
And he was if just reverse parties and this was happening with Republicans, it would be literally Hitler going on, the end of democracy.
Oh my
it's
goodness.
fucking banana town.
Zoom in this this fake Biden real quick. Just kidding. Go
What?
full screen. Not him. Not him.
He has no idea where he is.
How are you feeling since you dropped out of the
Bridget
race, sir?
This is sad.
Can Harris beat Trump?
It's walking pretty good.
I don't know. This is sad.
Or that's a 40-year-old guy in a suit.
But
What do you
Trump
think?
nearly got assassinated. Has there been?
All right, we're gonna do a Joe Rogan piece where we get a little erotica coming soon on the zoo here. Do we have a coyote watch? No? Well, I mean, we should have a...
General, now I'm running as a presumptive watch. The latest on Kelly Ayotte by the many big news guy.
Alright, MNG, what's your latest on coyote? Have you seen a coyote sighting? Well, we were just watching it on the insertion because we're watching USA in the Olympics. But Coyote did pay the local NBC-owned station some airtime when we were watching the end of the opening ceremonies, which, I mean, she probably got a discount because it was live in daytime, not live taped on primetime, but I think NBC Universal would gratefully appreciate Coyote's somewhat more professional appearance in her commercials. Again, Coyote needs to be sent to jail. I mean, just saying. I know, you can't get all you want. Just write in Mary Linda Garcia, please. Thank you. I think she's kind of hot too, but her politics are not that hot. I take her over any of the Democrats too. I mean, this is what we're up against. Yeah, nothing really that we had seen other than she had a party a couple weeks ago. She posted on Facebook, at least what we saw on Facebook. But I'm assuming no one was masked and no one was probably vaccinated. It was a large gathering. As COVID numbers go up, Kelly doesn't care because she's got a body of a 75-year-old chick. You know, her birthday was recently, Steven. Of course, Cancer. The zodiac sign, of course. Yeah, she's 56 now, right? 56, yeah, an old bitch. Yeah, she looks old. Let me tell you. I wish you could see me right now, but probably not good. And actually, it's probably not good because I'd be look too much to like what you seen on Friday night with like the Last Supper. So it's probably not bad, but probably not a good thing to show me right now live. Are you trying to say something, Steven? Possibly. Oh, that Italian girl's cute on the archery. Oof. These girls like couldn't be old enough to be the babysitter. Okay, MNG. You want me to wrap you up because I think we don't have much on Coyote Watch, but hold on. Oh, was she a Mexican? I can't tell my... DOJ.nh.gov. Alright, it's supposed to be oh, we didn't play that out. Whatever, that's it. Alright, what else we have on the show? We're still stretching, right? We're being told to stretch. Alright, we're gonna wrap things up today. This is kind of a little bit rough on the edges. Thank you for watching. You can't watch me, but we're we're going to post this as a podcast. The polished version will be uploaded as a podcast instead. So you can visit podcast with an S, plural, .clickfo.me. Podcasts.clickfo.me. We're not going to do an after show today because I think we already kind of did that in a bedded show. Stay tuned. Do we have a programming alert? We're going to be live Saturday night at 10 Eastern. Saturday at 10 Eastern. This is going to be wild as hell. Programming note. 10 p.m. Eastern time to be exact. Alright, have a great night, folks. We'll try to fix this technical fab